I'm just going to jump on here for a quick story time. Oh my God, the day that I have had. Okay, so let me start by saying that um, I had an appointment today to get my car serviced. I've been putting it off, but I decided that I really needed to just go in and just do it. So my appointment was at 10:30 a.m. But of course, I was running late, so I didn't get there till about 10:45, I would say. So I got there. I asked if I could still get my cars, if it was too late to get my SAR service for them to take a look at it. The gentleman said no. He gave me two slips of paper, which I didn't think anything of it. So I take the slips inside along with everything else. I immediately walk in and I ask where the restroom was. I go to the restroom, come back out, go to the waiting area, sit down with I packed like some water, some soda, and I had some coffee that I had been drinking already. So I sit down, I'm looking at my YouTube, I'm looking at my emails. I'm sure other people probably would find sitting and waiting to be annoying. I actually find it sometimes peaceful because it's just sitting down and just being still. So I was fine with I had things to keep me busy. I had YouTube, I had my emails. So there were things that I could just look at while I waited for my vehicle. So I'm sitting there. I go and grab some pretzels because they did have some snacks. So one of the workers, I believe he might have been one of the service workers, he came by and I'm drinking because I had some water. I think it was Gatorade or something. So I was drinking it and he saw it and he says, well, we have snacks inside. I see, I do. I said, I actually have the pretzels right here. So I showed him the pretzels. And then I noticed that he was looking at the paper that I had next to me. And mind you, the paper, I had folded it in half and I had started making little notes on things that I wanted to do for my channel if I was going to start building my YouTube channel. So I had some stuff written down on there. And I thought it was odd that he looked at the paper and he had like a strange look on his face. So then a few minutes later, another service workers come. He goes, hey, the same guy, mind you, this is the same guy who actually checked me in and handed me the papers. He goes, hey, did you ever turn those papers in? I said, no. I said, I wasn't aware that I was supposed to turn those papers in. So he goes, yeah. He goes, so turns out I sat there in the dealership, the service area, from about 10:45 to about 2 o'clock, not getting my car serviced. I just couldn't believe that I did it. Then one of the other workers came over and she apologized profusely. And it wasn't her fault, but it technically wasn't my fault either, because the guy who checked me in, he should have told me, look, you have to turn these papers over to your service agent. I've gotten a few vehicles from this particular dealership, but they had changed their process over the course of the few years. So I wasn't really that familiar with the new process. So the woman comes back to me, and again, she apologizes. She tells me I have to make another appointment. So I go over to another area to make my appointment. And I said, wait a minute. I said, I wondered, can they do anything with my car today? So I go back to the original woman who told me I had to reschedule my appointment. And I said, is there anything that they can do today? Which I kind of knew at 2 o'clock they probably wouldn't be able to do much. She goes, yeah, we can give you an oil change. So I said to her, nah, that's all right. I'll just wait to do the oil change. So I'm talking to the other receptionist about rescheduling my appointment. I'm telling her what happened. I'm telling her that I need brakes. But of course, I'm not going to get brakes done at the dealership because they actually charge too much. So You know, I rescheduled my appointment for, I believe it was for May 13th. So then I'm about to leave. So as I'm leaving, I asked one of the service workers, I said, hey, I said, where's my vehicle? Because I'm not sure if they parked it in the parking lot. I'm not sure where it is. She goes, that's your vehicle right there. And it's like behind where you normally pull your car in. It's like glass where you can actually see as you pull your car in, it's glass, and then you open the door and you go inside. So I could see where all the vehicles are, and I see a vehicle that actually looks like my car, but I'm like, that looks too good to be my vehicle. That's what I tell the other lady. I'm like, I don't think that's my car. That's too good. That looks too good to be my car. Mind you, I had recently got a car wash, so maybe that's why I didn't recognize it. But as you probably can guess, I said, well, let me just walk to the car and see if that really is my vehicle. So, mind you, one of the reasons why I wasn't sure if this was my vehicle is because I often see a lot of gray Cherokees when I'm driving. And there has been a time where I've gone to the wrong vehicle thinking it was mine. But that's a story for another time. So I walk to the vehicle, I look inside, I'm like, oh yeah, it is my vehicle. So I wave back at the service person, and I get my vehicle and I pull off. I am sure when I left there, they probably said, what kind of drugs was this person on? I might have to bleep that out. But yeah, that was a day. I couldn't believe that I did that. I wasn't really upset, but that's just a day in my life. Just thought I would share a funny story. So if you like this video, just give me a thumbs up. All right, bye-bye.